Hello, I'm Kevin Bowen, and I'm sitting here on Eve Gentry's Wonder Chair here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we're going to talk a little bit about me, but mostly about the Pilates Initiative. I found myself wanting to know more about the Pilates method back in 1995 when I lived in San Francisco, and I was a fitness aerobics instructor and personal trainer. When I took a management position with the health club and started to rework the programming of group exercise, I decided that I wanted to add Pilates to the program, and I researched and found a Pilates instructor to come into the club and start teaching classes. And of course I was intrigued and watching to see how she was as a group X person and how she was with the studio and the clients at the gym. And I became immediately intrigued and asked her, where can I get my training? I would love to learn how to teach Pilates. Also, simultaneously during that time, I was basically experiencing a lot of overwork and overuse on my body from teaching 15 group fitness classes a week, high energy, high intensity, and Pilates was the perfect segue for me to learn and motivate myself to move to a new place. What's the next one?
And why did you start the Pilates Initiative?
To me, it appears that we're missing something within our community, within the Pilates community, and the whole point of starting the Pilates Initiative was to create a platform and an agenda to promote the Pilates method to as many people as possible. Sure, you know, with social media and the things that we see happening across the country and across the world, a lot of people know about Pilates. But we seem to be missing an important component about that, and that is realizing that more people should be able to do Pilates than currently the specific demographic that we have most of the time, which really tends to be people who have a little bit more money, more disposable income, more exposure to things, more exposure to information. And we tend to forget about, and not on purpose usually, but we tend to forget about the other people. So the thought is, why not create an organization that gets out there and brings Pilates to the masses? The more people that do Pilates, the more people that practice Pilates, the healthier our country will be, the healthier our world will be. And I think in so doing, the healthier the instructors will be.
So what would you say that TPI's mission statement is?
Well, there is a specific mission statement for TPI, but if you wanted to put it down into something a little bit more concise, we want to support, define, advocate for the Pilates method, for Pilates instructors, for bringing Pilates and its many and varied health benefits to many people. So we're here to make a difference, and I think that might be the mission statement in a very simple context. We're here to make a difference in the health and well-being of our fellow man
And where do
or
you
woman.
Beautiful. Where do you see TPI in the next 1 to 5 to 10 years?
Well, I'm thinking we're getting together a group of people that will be a support mechanism and structure for the organization as it grows. So in the next year, I would like to see community classes happen on a weekly basis and monthly basis, if it's not possible weekly. We want to see that people who are involved with TPI are not just here or a member. We want them active. We want them involved. We want them to be advocates for what they do, for the Pilates method, and for health and well-being. So 1 year time, we'd like to see maybe 100 classes going on across the country. 5 years time, Maybe we have 500 community classes happening and we start to develop community centers and community outreach in various locales across the US and the world. And in 10 years' time, we would be hoping to support as many different avenues for health and well-being and holistic health especially, which is what Pilates is about to a greater degree, to support holistic health to those who cannot support or get the support themselves.
And what benefits would a Pilates studio or an individual instructor have by joining TPI?
So the benefit to joining the Pilates Initiative is that you're becoming part of a like-minded group of people who are interested in supporting and helping others. By joining the Pilates Initiative, you provide us with certain resources that we need, and in this case, they're financial, to help us continue the mission and support you as a member. With membership dues and eventually specific program sponsorship that we will be setting up, we will be able to push our mission out and create a network of health and wellness across our country. Our plan would be, once we get really rolling, is to start writing grants so that we could get funding from the many different foundations, associations, and funding from the public and the government that help to promote health and well-being across the country and health and well-being eventually across the world. Part of our mission is not only to hit the adult demographic, but we also would like to support children as well. And we think that's really key. It's something that Mr. Pilates wanted many years ago, teach the children. So that's another one of our key missions, is to get these classes and outreach initiatives happening so that we can start to bring in a broader base of people who have no exposure to Pilates whatsoever.
Do you envision TPI also offering education for Pilates instructors and studios?
TPI is going to be offering forms of education, and this will probably have a two-part prong here. The first part will be those people who will be involved with the Pilates Initiative as they start to develop their community classes and community outreach. We will support them with education. In the beginning, we'll have a process set up where they will understand how do you promote and market a class like this. We'll have templates created and things of that nature. But as the program develops and we start to become privy to more information, we'll start sharing more information. We also think that the best option here is, once these community classes start to mature, that we will then provide additional training to those people who are involved with us doing the community classes. This type of training, some people have heard of before and maybe they have not, but we're looking at involving our members in understanding how to navigate the healthcare system. And that navigation is a little cloudy these days. And the more that we can provide information to our members who are supporting their community in providing health and well-being and exercise, is we can also support them through this healthcare patient navigation training. This is something that's been very popular. It's usually done on a volunteer basis. But a patient navigator is someone who actually understands the healthcare system and helps the general public navigate their way around getting help and healthcare. And actually getting help would be coming to a Pilates Initiative outreach class. The second way, and there's going to be more information available on how we develop this training and what we're doing, but the second way we want to support the community is we would like all of our members who actually have instructor training programs to provide on a yearly basis to the Pilates Initiative one complimentary instructor training that we will have an application process for the people who are the same people we're trying to support in our outreach initiatives, for those who want to make a change in their life, for people who are at risk, for people who don't have any options, to teach them, to offer them a new vocation, a new way to provide joy for themselves and health and well-being for themselves. So we'll provide education to those who have none, and we're providing education to many people who don't have access to it. That's our goal, to be a broad-based education provider to the public.
Lastly, how can somebody become involved and become a member? Becoming a member,
this is so important. The easiest thing to do is you go to www.thepilatesinitiative.org, and on the opening page it says Become a Member. You click on that, it takes you right to our database, and you can become a member. There's a series of questions and information that we ask you to fill out so that we can have documentation of your background and some confirmation. And once that information is reviewed, we approve you as a member, and you come in and join us. And as we're trying to tell everyone, get out of our way, because we're here to make a change, and that's what we're going to do.